Dr. Thompson, we're so sorry to bother you at home and on a Saturday, but we have some really big problems we need to talk with you about.
Okay. Would you mind maybe making an appointment at my office during the week?
No, it really is an emergency. We need to talk to you right away. Can we come and sit down?
Look, I really think it would be better if...
You're right, it would be better if we sat down. Come on.
All right. So, what seems to be the problem today?
Well, there really are a lot of problems going on. For one, our kitchen sink keeps clogging, and then we're also having nightmares.
Really? That's very terrible.
Well, it's not that bad. I mean, I got a good plunger, so now whenever it clogs, we just fix it.
No. I'm not talking about your plunging situation. You're on your own as far as that goes. But the nightmares. I happen to be a specialist in dream analysis. So which one of you is having the nightmares?
Maxine.
Okay. So are we suffering some multiple personalities? I always tried that.
No, Dr. Thompson, Maxine is our cat. That's why I brought her.
Oh. Okay. So, I see. You realize I'm not a veterinarian, right?
Well, we took her to the vet, but the vet said that since it's psychological, we need to see a pet therapist.
Okay, but I'm not a pet therapist either.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a difference. But can you at least hear out our story?
At this point, I don't honestly think I have a choice.
It all started when we noticed Maxine was waking up suddenly and meowing throughout the day. I decided I should observe her sleep patterns to figure out what was causing it.
Chris, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm watching to see how long it takes Maxine to fall asleep. I've been tracking her sleeping habits for days. I've also been tracking her outdoor habits with my smartwatch around her neck. Oh, until she lost it.
Have you figured out why she's waking?
Yes, it appears to be severe nightmares. I noticed that before each episode, she twitches her little paws and her eyes really violently and then startles herself awake. Now I just need to figure out what's causing the dreams. Could it be something with her food?
I doubt it. We haven't changed brands recently. However, the smell of it would give me nightmares.
Could it be Max pestering her?
Well, have you asked him yet?
Max, come here. Max, come here. Come here. Sit. Now, I need to ask you a very important question. Have you been pestering Maxine? Now I want you to be very honest with me. Are you lying? Well, he's clean.
I don't know what it could be then. Maybe we should take her to the vet and see what she says.
I guess you're probably right. I'll make an appointment.
So that's what we did, and the vet told us to bring her here.
Well, no, your vet didn't tell you to bring her here. They said to go to a pet therapist. I don't know how to help a cat.
Come on, Dr. Thompson. You're always saying that you want us to challenge you more. Well, here's your challenge. Fix Maxine.
Okay, fine. Hand her over. Hello, Maxine. My name is Dr. Thompson. Chris and Carol are telling me that you're having some trouble with nightmares. How does that make you feel? This This is ridiculous. I feel like an idiot.
Dr. Thompson, please, you have to tell us what's wrong with her.
Okay. What's that? You want a new bed. A softer one, like silk.
Quick, write this down.
Yeah. And you want Chris to stop working so much so that he can spend more time with you.
I told you so.
I can do that. I didn't need that promotion anyway.
And the one last thing, you want me to tell your family that they're idiots for believing a cat can talk?
What? You mean you're not actually communicating with her?
No, of course not. Look, for all I know, Maxine could just be watching too much TV.
Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it. Of course. How could we be so dumb?
Dr. Thompson, I was starting to have my doubts about you, but, you're actually a pretty good therapist after all. Did Mallory say when they'd be getting back from the hospital?
She said that they were going to keep the baby an extra day for observation since he was early, but that's all I know.
I'm so excited to meet him. I can't wait till they get back.
Me too. You know what? We should bring them food tomorrow when we come back to check on the place and feed the cats.
Why don't we finish cleaning up then? It's getting kind of late.
You're right. Just one more thing.
What did you do?
Okay, so let me get this straight. All your friends, Mallory and Derek, wanted you to do was watch their house for a couple of days while they were having their baby in the hospital. And you broke Mallory's favorite vase.
Well, you make it sound like we did it on purpose. It really was an accident. Chris didn't know that I was taking the placemats to wash, and I didn't know that he had put a vase on top of one of them.
Some psychologists say that all accidents are signs of repressed hostility. How does that make you feel?
Terrible. I really don't think it was suppressed hostility at all.
Okay, but subconsciously you may have been lashing out at your friends because you were jealous of the fact that they were starting their family before you were.
Do you really think that's what it could be?
No, I don't, okay? But can we just, pretend? Look, I'm sorry, these sessions have gotten so boring. All of the problems you brought me over the past couple months, you've really solved yourselves.
But, Dr. Thompson, it really does help to just be able to talk it out. We like having somebody to go to.
I know, it helps to have somebody to talk to. I've heard it before. Okay, so we might as well get back to your story. What happened next with the vase?
So, I decided I should call for advice the wisest person I know.
Oh, I didn't get your message.
Oh, sorry, not you, Dr. Thompson. I meant my sister, Michelle. So that's what happened, and now we don't know what to do. We're worried it's going to ruin Mallory's homecoming.
Did you try using super glue to paste the vase back together?
The last time I used super glue, it didn't go so well. I ended up gluing the vase to the tablecloth.
Well, you're such a sweet and generous young man. You have nothing to be sorry about. If Mallory gets mad at you for what happened, then there must be something wrong with her.
We should have known that Michelle wouldn't be much help. She never finds any fault with Chris.
Maybe that's because I don't have any faults to find.
No comment. Anyway, we decided to go out and get a vase just like the one we broke and try to replace it, hoping Mallory and Derek wouldn't notice. We knew that they'd be home soon, so we had to hurry.
I don't know. I think this looks like the old one, don't you?
Yeah, I just don't remember this design here.
Well, we really don't have any more time to waste. They're going to be home soon and we have to get out of here.
Oh, hey guys! I didn't expect you to still be here.
Yeah, just taking care of a couple of last minute things for you guys. But can we see the baby?
Of course!
Oh, Derek, you broke my favorite vase.
Oh, Derek, how could you? So irresponsible.
I'll clean it up. Wait a minute. I don't remember this design on this vase.
We gotta go. We're late for this appointment and things. But yeah, bye. It was humiliating. After that embarrassing incident, I never went back to Starbucks again.
Okay, so how has your lack of caffeine affected your marriage?
Well, it hasn't. But every time I pass the Starbucks now, I want to cry.
Okay. So how about we schedule a one-on-one session to talk about this further, and in the meantime, let's get back to your marriage.
I have an embarrassing story that's relevant to our marriage. It caused us to have a huge fight. Well, actually, I guess it was more like a little fight, or it was kind of just a little disagreement, really.
Okay, so it sounds like it wasn't that big a deal, so how about we keep going?
Come on. Carol got to dwell on her embarrassing story for like 10 minutes, and I can't even tell mine.
Okay, fine. If you want to constantly relive your humiliations, who am I to stop you?
It all started one day at work when my sister Michelle came to drop off lunch for me.
You see, she insists that I don't make Chris healthy enough lunches, so she tries to undermine me.
I know, isn't that sweet? Well, anyway, while she was leaving, I saw her talking to my coworker Tom in the parking lot, and came to a realization.
So did anything interesting happen at work today?
Well, not to me, but something interesting sure happened to Tom. He's dating Michelle.
Oh my gosh, that poor man. I thought he'd be way too smart to get roped in by her. How did you find out?
Well, I saw them talking in the parking lot. It was all in their body language. You could just sense the romantic tension. And then as soon as he came into the storeroom, he told me he had to leave early because he was going on a date.
So did you tell him that she was your sister?
No, I didn't want him to make that connection after all the things you've said about her. I figured it would scare him off.
Trust me, you would be doing him a favor.
Well, things seemed to be going pretty well for a few weeks. Michelle called me almost every night to talk about the new guys she was seeing, and Tom was always gathering romantic date ideas at work. But things got complicated one day when I stopped by to drop off some of Michelle's Tupperware. So I put the Tupperware in the sink, like you asked, but I didn't want to rush off without asking about your boyfriend. How are things going? You haven't mentioned him in a while.
Actually, I was planning on breaking up with him at dinner tonight.
Oh no. I thought things were going so well. What happened?
He called me too critical. Can you believe it? Me? Something's obviously wrong with him.
You know what? I just thought of something that I forgot at home. I need to rush off. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Have a good day.
Carol, I need your advice.
What's going on? I thought you'd be at work right now.
Michelle is breaking up with Tom, and I need to know how to intervene.
How about don't get involved? You're just gonna embarrass yourself.
Well, if you're going to try to start a fight with me.
Well, it's not a fight, it's just a disagreement. But I can give you a fight if you want it.
No, thanks. Hey, Tommy Gun, how's it going?
Don't call me that. You know guns make me uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry about that, Tom. So, by the way, how have things been going with your girlfriend?
Oh, they have been going great. I'm gonna ask her to marry me tonight.
Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but I know who you've been dating, and I also happen to know she's planning on breaking up with you tonight. I'm so sorry.
She's breaking up with me? How could Annie do this to me? My life is over.
Wait, Annie? Don't you mean Michelle?
No, Annie. I'm dating Annie.
So, you're not dating my sister?
No.
But I saw you talking in the parking lot.
Oh, I was just giving her a Tupperware lid she dropped. I saw her drop it, so I gave it to her. Is Annie not breaking up with me then?
No,
or-
just forget what I said. I have to go test some chocolate or something somewhere else.
Oh, Chris, there's a roach, get it away!
Don't put it on me.
Where did it go now?
Under the covers.
I got
Me too.
Oh, roaches, leaking pipes, noisy neighbors, oh my gosh. Our landlord isn't doing anything about all of these problems.
Well, what do you want us to do? Move?
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. We have got to get a better landlord and a bigger place. I'm tired of using my trunk for a storage closet.
Well, all you have to put in there is your shoes and your clothes and our pots and pans.
I remember you guys telling me a while back that you were moving. I didn't realize you were having so many problems with your old place.
And yet, Chris did not want to give it up.
Come on. It was a good rent, good location, and we had a lot of nice memories there.
So it sounds like you disagreed about whether to leave or stay put.
Well, that's for sure.
But let me guess, you're not telling me this because you needed help resolving it.
No, I came around pretty much on my own.
I thought so.
I started out by going to someone I knew I could trust for advice. Oh, sorry, not you, Dr. Thompson. My friend Mallory. So there it is. I want to move and Chris isn't ready to.
Well, I can kind of understand where Chris is coming from. That small apartment has been his home for so long. Don't you share any of those special feelings towards it?
You know, I guess it does have a lot of special memories from our first years of marriage.
Well, there definitely comes a time to move on. But I'm just saying, maybe you could be a little more understanding.
You know what? You're right. I'm gonna go home and have a talk with Chris and tell him that if he's not ready to move, we don't have to. It's been a good place to live overall, and I'm willing to give it a second chance. Hey, Chris. There's something I want to talk to you about, and I think you'll be happy to hear it.
That's it. This is the last straw. We're moving.
What happened? What's wrong?
One of our neighbors just did one of the most unforgivable things.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
They dented my car.
Actually, I had dented Chris's car when I was trying to store more things in his trunk, but I didn't tell him that at the time. Fortunately, we were able to find a great apartment that we both really liked, and before we knew it, we were all packed up and ready to go. Well, I think these are the last things.
I can't believe it. This was our place for so many years. And now it's going to be some strangers.
That is usually how it works.
But I mean, we used to do everything here. Every day. All the time. And now we'll never be back again. I mean, unless we forget something. Remember when we were first married and I carried you across the threshold?
How could I forget? You hit my head on the door. Which reminds me, do you remember all the times you hit your head on this windowsill?
Not really. We had a lot of great times here.
We'll always have the memories. But you know what? I think the best is yet to come.
Something that I've observed about our sessions over the past few months is that they've kind of devolved into story time. You're just kind of telling me about situations that you've already resolved on your own.
I know, I have so much fun.
Okay, but that's not really the point of marriage counseling.
Well, we did tell you about the unresolved nightmares that our cat has been having.
That's also not the point of marriage counseling. Look, I feel like there must be something that is drawing you here. What could it be?
Well, you know, if that makes you feel worried, you could try what we always do, which is narrate the problem and find a solution.
But you know, there is one thing that's kind of unresolved that I think you might be able to help us out with. Ever since our friends Derek and Mallory had their baby, they won't let us make any home videos with them.
That's right, except for the very first time.
Okay, well that's very interesting. How does that make you feel? And let's figure why they're shutting you out like they are.
It all started a few weeks ago when we visited Derek and Mallory for the first time after they had the baby. We just thought he was so adorable and we wanted to think of a good gift to give him to welcome him into the world. What about a snow globe? I had one when I was a kid and I loved it.
But do you remember what happened to that snow globe?
Oh yeah, it broke and I cut my hand on it. Then when I was going down the stairs to get a bandage, I fell and cut open my head. I had to get stitches in my head and my hand, and I was out of school for 3 days.
See, all of that horrible experience caused by a breakable gift.
It wasn't so horrible.
What?
I got out of school for 3 days.
No. We need something that the whole family can enjoy. Something that they can cherish.
I know. Why don't we bring my new video camera over next time and we can make some home movies with them?
I like that idea. But, you know, sometimes people get bored with home movies. We need to make it something that they'll actually remember.
You know, I have some good ideas so that we can plan it out. They'll be the best home movies ever made. Alright, are you ready to make some awesome home movies?
Well, Calvin is still taking his nap, but you can film him sleeping in his crib.
Who wants to see that? I want action shots and a lot of firsts in this production.
We can't really force him to take his first steps if he's not ready.
Who said anything about first steps? We want first words.
It's a little early for that, but I can see if he wants to play with his toys.
You know what? Why don't you just let him sleep? We'll do it without him.
So make a baby video without the baby?
Here, we can use this pillow and blanket and just wrap it around it, and we'll use it as a stand-in. Babies are too loud and unpredictable anyways, so you sit there and start rocking him.
Wait, like this?
No. More like this. Can you get out of the way?
That looks perfect. Alright, I think we'll have Carol play Mallory, and Derek, you can be baby Calvin's voice.
Wait, Carol's gonna play me? Isn't this a home movie?
Alright, so Derek, what I want you to do is say the word philosophy. Really clear, but like kind of in a baby's voice, and then I want you to react all excited and say, "Wow, great job, Calvin, your first words."
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that, Chris. That would be insane.
Fine, then I'll do it, and I'll probably be better at it anyway.
Fine. We're gonna go watch TV.
What's wrong with them? Don't they see that this is going to be the best baby video ever?
Guess they're just not ready for our visionary style.
So, I've been trying to incorporate some more positivity and encouragement in my sessions lately, so why don't we switch gears for a moment and do that now? Sometimes it can be really, really great for a relationship to have a happy surprise, something that your partner would never expect. What's wrong? That was supposed to be a happy suggestion.
I can't live with this lie anymore, Dr. Thompson. It's been the elephant in the room this whole session, and we need to come clean. We have to tell Carol.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is this why you started acting suspicious last week? I knew it had something to do with her.
Don't try to protect me. We have to tell Carol about our affair.
Our affair? You're crazy. Sorry. You are highly emotionally distressed, and I can help you.
Chris, Dr. Thompson, I demand to hear this whole story right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris, explain it. This is finally a story that I actually want to hear.
This whole illicit affair started last week when I saw you in the park.
Brother, not this.
So you do know about
Hey, Dr. Thompson! Dr. Thompson, I am glad to see you here.
It's a delight to see you as well.
You see, it's so lucky I ran into you because I have this really wild dream that I want you to help me interpret.
Okay, well, as you can probably see, I'm off the clock. So if you'd like to bring this to our next session, we can hear it then.
But I thought you liked interpreting interesting dreams.
Yeah, the key word there is interesting. Interesting. And thus far, you've given me nothing of interest to work with.
Well, on this phone, I have notes that I took from this dream that will be sure to change your mind. Look, I always do this, you stupid thing. It's okay. Where'd you go? Oh, I get it. This is like a psychological exercise. By finding you, I'll be finding the hidden meaning of my dream. This is ingenious. There you are, Dr. Thompson. Now we can analyze my dream together. This was a really great exercise.
You know, don't you think it'd be a little odd if somebody were to walk up and see the two of us discussing your dreams together? How about you contact my secretary and we can set up a special appointment just for the two of us?
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that.
No, please, I insist. Do it. Now.
Well, now I know why Chris was acting so shady when he came home from work that day. I could tell something was wrong immediately.
What gave it away?
Basically every single thing you did. Hey, Chris. Is something wrong?
Oh, no. Why would you say that? I'm not hiding anything.
I didn't say that you were, but are you?
Carol, I can understand why you would have felt suspicious. But Chris, I cannot understand why you thought I would want to have an affair based on that interaction.
Hello? Playing hard to get, brushing your hair seductively, trying to get me alone to discuss my dreams, not wanting to be seen with me in public. What else could it be?
Of course there had to be gum on this bench. Well, I had gum in my hair. I was trying to get away from you because you annoy me. And as for the dreams, I'm a psychologist.
You know, that makes a lot more sense.
And that brings me to the most important part of any marriage, which is trust. Chris, were you paying attention?
Sorry, Dr. Thompson. Oh no, it's Will.
Who is that?
Just this guy that I bought my video camera from a place called Denver Photo Supply.
Okay, well, if it's really that important, you can take it outside.
Trust me, Dr. Thompson, it's better if he just turns off his phone and we get back to the session.
But then I'll have like 30 messages when we're done.
You know, if this Will really won't stop calling you, that is a conflict. One that we could maybe work through and resolve. So how does that make you feel?
I don't know if it's really a conflict. He just won't stop calling me. The first time I called Will was a few months ago when I was shopping for my video camera. I saw a great deal online at a place called Denver Photo Supply, so I picked up the phone and called their customer service. Boy, was that a mistake. Hello, is this Denver Photo Supply?
It sure is. My name is Will. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I noticed that you stocked the new Sony video cameras, and they look like a pretty good price, but I was wondering if they come with any accessories.
John, is that you?
No, I'm a new customer.
Is this some sort of trick? You sound just like an old friend of mine.
I actually have a dinner reservation coming up soon, so I really don't have much time to chat. If we could just get back to that question I initially had.
Sure we can. You know, I once had a friend named Charlotte who was sort of like you. She always talked about cameras and prices and stuff, but she still enjoyed hearing about my life. I remember once, right after we had gone to see Guardians of the Galaxy, well, not me and her. I mean, obviously, I didn't actually know her, like, personally. It was always over the phone. But me and a friend of mine had gone.
If you think that was bad, wait until you hear what happened when Chris stopped by my office to pick me up for dinner. Obviously, he was pretty annoyed by that point, but I had no idea what I was in for.
Honey, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were on the phone.
Please save me. This customer service rep has been talking non-stop. I called him even before I left home.
Here, let me give it a shot. I deal with customer service reps all the time.
Thank you.
Of course, the last few years have been exciting. I got a raise and got married, and my son was born recently. You should hear him. He can't talk yet, but he sure makes a lot of baby talk.
Like father, like son.
Chris, are you okay? Your voice sounds different.
This is his wife. We were hoping you could answer some questions about a camera.
I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Like I was just telling your husband, I remember right after my son was born, he was sitting there, and he's just lying in the crib, and he's just sitting there like a piece of meatloaf. And I'm just looking at him.
He's calling again.
That's okay. Just continue.
Well, there's not much more to say. It just kept going on like that all night long.
And he just keeps calling you? Geez, it sounds like Will might need my help more than any of you in this situation. Let me talk to him. Hello, Will?
Charlotte, is that you? I've been expecting you to call to order supplies for your photography class.
No, my name is not Charlotte. My name is Dr. Thompson. I'm a therapist. So, I know it can be uncomfortable to talk about your problems with strangers, but I invite you to share with me. Why do you feel the need to talk all the time?
You know, I once had a friend named Charlotte.
Something tells me we're going to be here for a while.
I'll never understand how the editors let so many grammatical errors slip by in this book.
I think it's supposed to be dialect writing.
Oh no, it's Michelle. What could she be calling about now? Hello?
Hi, Carol. I just wanted to let you know that the movers will be coming Friday to drop all my stuff off. So make sure you move all your things out of my room beforehand.
Your room? Movers? What are you talking about?
Didn't Chris tell you? I'm moving in with you this weekend.
What?
Oh yeah, Carol. I've been meaning to talk with you about something. Michelle's moving in with us.
Oh my gosh. Remind me to add this to my list of things to talk to Dr. Thompson about.
wanted his sister to move in with you. I would ask, how does that make you feel? But I think I already know the answer to that.
Michelle is so hypercritical of me and so overprotective of Chris. Only one of us would have come out alive from that arrangement.
But you didn't go through with the arrangement. Or did you kill your sister-in-law?
Well, no, of course not. But I'm still pretty mad at Chris for the reason he backed out of the deal. Chris, you know how I don't get along with Michelle. How could you do this without asking?
I was afraid of what you would say if I brought it up. Now I know those fears weren't unfounded.
So why didn't you just tell her she couldn't move in and then you'd avoid it altogether?
I was even more afraid of what she would say. Come on, Carol, is it really that big of a deal? She'll have her own room. Isn't that what's most important?
You know what? You're right. As long as everyone has their own room, that's what's really important. So let's just make this your room and you can sleep on the couch tonight.
So I'm guessing that was not enough to make Chris finally confront Michelle.
You gotta understand, Dr. Thompson. Michelle is really nice to me, but if you cross her, she can be kind of scary.
That's the truth. It's the whole reason our falling out started. Because I wouldn't take her suggestion when we were out to eat at a restaurant.
Well, people can be a little enthusiastic about their favorite dish at a fine restaurant.
It was at McDonald's. I would hardly call chicken nuggets fine dining.
That's because you've never had them with the barbecue sauce, which is what she was trying to get you to do.
Okay, so how did you finally convince Chris not to let Michelle move in with you guys?
Nothing I said made a bit of difference. It's what Michelle said.
Hello?
Hi, Chris. I just wanted to let you know that the movers are going to be a little late today.
No problem, Michelle. I got the room all cleaned out for you.
I'm sure you did a good job. You are always so talented.
We're really looking forward to you coming to live with us. It'll be just like when we were growing up.
I'm sure it will be. I can finally teach you how to play bridge. Of course, I hope you don't play video games so much anymore. Such a waste of time.
Well, I don't play them that much.
Oh, Chris. Well, don't worry. I'll help you kick the habit. The first thing we'll do when I arrive is get rid of that Playbox 64 or whatever it's called. It's so bad for your eyes.
Gosh, I wasn't expecting you to have that attitude. You know, maybe you shouldn't move in after all. You know, I'm going to call the moving truck and tell them not to even bother coming. Well, there it is, honey. You were right.
It's because of video games, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me know when dinner's ready. I'm going to go try to beat the next level. Dr. Thompson, maybe you can settle something for us once and for all. Do you think I'm handsomer than Brad Pitt?
Here we go.
In his prime.
Okay, Chris, as your therapist, it is part of my job to build up your self-esteem. However, there comes a time when we need to face reality.
So is that a yes?
I'm so sorry, Dr. Thompson. He's been doing this for weeks, ever since we watched a Brad Pitt movie on TV.
Yeah, because you said something insulting that hurt my feelings.
Well, I'd be happy to counsel you two through these feelings of betrayal and pain.
No, that is really not necessary. I'm pretty sure he's harping on it just to annoy me.
Why do you say that?
Well, it really gives this whole story to it.
Had to ask.
I said before, this whole thing started when we saw an old Brad Pitt movie on TV. I was hardly even paying attention, and Chris caught me off guard. I said something I instantly regretted.
Notice how they always have him walking around without his shirt on, like that's the most natural thing in the world, and you just see some guy walking down the street like that all the time.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind if you did it.
You think I'm handsome enough to pull that off?
Sure, just not in that way.
Not in that way? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I don't know. You're just not as...
What? Tall, handsome, muscular?
Oh, you're probably the same height. Chris still seemed really mad the next morning, so when I was at work, I gave Derek a call. I figured since he'd been friends with Chris so long, he'd have a good idea of the perfect apology gift.
Well, Carol, if I were you, I would put Brad Pitt posters up all over your room.
That seems like a pretty bad idea. Won't he just get even more mad at me?
Trust me. I know Chris. That comment might have made him feel a little bad, but now he's just milking it.
I don't know. I really don't want him to be upset anymore. If you're wrong, it will just fan the flames.
Fine, be boring, make him a nice dinner. I guess that'll cheer him up.
So that's just what I did. I had Chris's favorite meal prepared for him as soon as he got home and a nice romantic spread on the table.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, honey. Welcome home.
Oh. Did you make something special or is it leftovers?
It's your favorite dinner.
Meatloaf?
No, spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh. I was hoping maybe we'd order out tonight, but what did I do to deserve this?
Nothing in particular. You're just so wonderful and loving and handsome.
Sure, just not in that way.
How long are you going to hold that stupid comment over me? I wasn't even paying attention, and you know I don't even think Brad Pitt is that hot.
I'm not really that mad anymore. I'm just teasing you.
So Derek was right. I should just put Brad Pitt posters all over our room.
What's that?
Nothing. Taste your dinner. Does it taste good? Like when Michelle makes it?
Sure, just not in that way. And so Tom at work said that the new chocolate recipe was so bad that we would never be able to sell a single bar. So I brought it back to see what Carol would think.
But I thought it looked so disgusting that I put it in Maxine's bowl. Are y'all even paying attention?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that baby Calvin's been keeping us up at night with colic.
I don't know why you're complaining. You got at least 3 hours of sleep last night.
You got more than that. All you did was wake up and say, the baby's crying.
Okay, I need more sleep than you, so even though I slept more, I'm still more tired.
Well, can we get back to our story?
Yeah, that's fine, but could we just get some pillows and maybe a blanket?
So, your friends fell asleep in the middle of your story. How does it make you feel?
Frustrated. But the worst thing is, that's definitely not the only time it happened.
Okay, but your friends do have a newborn baby. I'm sure they are very low on sleep.
Sure, take their side.
It's not a matter of taking sides. I'm just trying to be empathetic.
How is it empathetic for you not to understand how we feel?
I'm being empathetic to them.
Well, you don't understand. You weren't there for movie night. We had been saving this movie to watch with them for weeks, and we finally got to get together with them, and guess what happened? Look at those two sleepyheads. At it again.
Don't they know we've been waiting so long to watch this movie with them, and now they fall asleep? How rude.
I can't even focus on a movie.
Why? Because their snoring is so loud?
They're not snoring. I'm refusing to pay attention because I'm so mad at them.
You know what? I have a great idea. Follow my lead.
Derek, that's your turn to get out.
No, honey. This time it wasn't him.
You know what? You guys just missed the most amazing part in any movie ever.
Really? What happened?
Well, if you'd been paying attention, you'd know.
Sorry, we were just resting our eyes. Whenever the baby's not crying, we've pretty much trained ourselves to be asleep.
We've really been looking forward to seeing this movie with you guys. Can't you try to stay awake even for a little bit?
We'll try.
So, in short, that's why we're mad at them.
Yeah. That's hard. But sometimes you have to cut people a little slack because they've had a long day or they've had newborns keeping them up all night. So no matter how interesting the stories they're listening to or the movies they're watching are, just sometimes you can't help but need the rest.
Dr. Thompson, were you asleep during our story?
Look, it has been a long day. And I was showing you that truly, no matter how interesting a story can be, it's still possible to need the sleep, just like for your friends. It was a therapeutic exercise.
Well, I guess ultimately, they're our closest friends, so what's a few naps?
Okay, well, it's getting pretty late, and I still had some things that I had to attend to today, so I think maybe it's time to wrap this session up. And maybe next time we have an emergency, let's meet over Zoom. Sound good?
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. We appreciate your help. Until next time.